What's going on with y'all? I'm in here editing. Talk to me. What y'all on today? Today's topic, being a lifelong learner. I'm a lifelong learner. God. What does being a lifelong learner entail? Every day's a different struggle, yes it seems to be. You the only one around me that believes in me. Shot me the whip when you was 9 to 5 so I could look for work. Blame this on Todd and YouTube. Todd took entirely too long to send me his edit of the show. Blame it on Todd. I'm blaming everything on Todd. What's up, y'all? Fall in, pile in, man. We're going to have a good conversation as I edit. Want y'all to see what I'm on, man. I got this new show I'm working on. I think y'all going to love this Act Out show. I got plenty of Get It From God teas. I got all that stuff, man. The chill never withers, man. You already know today's episode. Today we're going to talk about, as I edit, I'm in my studio. Look at me. Bam. You see the setup. We in here. Y'all see what it is. Y'all see what it is. Being a lifetime learner. Lifetime learner, man. I'm a lifetime learner. What does that mean? You already know. Check this out, man. I'm locked into my principles, right? As a man. I'm locked into my principles, but I don't subscribe to dichotomous thinking. What is dichotomous thinking? That's a us against them mentality, right? Comment below if you know what dichotomous thinking is. I want to see if y'all on the right level. Dichotomous thinking. It's actually an abuse tactic. Dr. Jandriff, what's up with you? So I don't subscribe to dichotomous thinking because I don't think that my way is the only way. Right? Now you get some people, they have a us versus them mentality. They're dichotomous thinkers. My way is the way, and every other way is wrong. What's good? What's popping with you? And if you don't think of things how I think of things, then you're insignificant. Listen to what I'm saying. If you don't think of things like I think of things, you're insignificant. That's a dichotomous thinker. Somebody said, no, there's Christians, there's Muslims. There are people who have every religious walk of life as the way that they live, who think like that. Those people are poison. That don't make the religion poison, but the way they think is poison. Fred Fisher Price. That's you from LA with that comment, because all of us from LA County know who Frederick Casey Price is. Evidence? Do you need your evidence? Fuck you, nigga. That's funny. Dichotomous thinking, man. So normally people who think this way need other people to validate this thinking. They don't want to feel crazy, so they got to find people who are weaker to subjugate to this way of thinking. This is where they get everything from in life. This is where they get their self-confidence. This is how they fill their cup up. By taking what you have in your cup, pouring it into theirs, so their cup is full and yours is empty. And believe me, they want yours to be empty. With a dichotomous thinker, they don't want anybody to be elevated except themselves. Exactly. So if you are dealing with a dichotomous thinker, Lena, then if you think differently than them, then it's bad. It's bad. They also view rejection as you being their enemy. So you can't not like an idea and just not like the idea. They don't have the ability to separate themselves from their ideas. If you don't like the idea, you're their enemy and they want to turn everybody against you. This is how dichotomous thinkers work. Brandon, I'm not talking about, why the fuck y'all keep bringing up? I'm starting to think it's Brandon in these comments saying that shit. I don't give a fuck about what that nigga got going on. I hope it's great, but I'm not thinking about Brandon, motherfucker. Y'all niggas crazy. So some of the things that people do when they're dichotomous thinkers, if you pay attention to it, you'll be like, oh, this is one of them type of motherfuckers. They belittle anything and anybody that is different or doesn't do things the way that they do it. You ever get that friend? And yeah, once you start hanging with you, everybody else is a square and a dummy, and I can't. Why do they do things that way? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why would they? If they would only do it this way. All those people are silly. I'm giving you examples. That's why I know it's a delay on this. Hilarious. People who can't see other people's point of view, lazy thinkers. Hey, they may not be so lazy because a lot of times those people are great at plotting and figuring out how to create chaos. So it's not that they're lazy thinkers, it's just that they operate from an evil space. See, some people are lifelong learners, and then some people play the feed me, starve you game. That's dichotomous all day. Feed me, starve you. Y'all know somebody that plays the feed me, starve you game? Y'all know these types of folks. They only approach you with the ingredients to cook you. You know the type of people I'm talking about when you see them. It's been 3-4 years since you've seen them. Now they reappearing in your life. They're not reappearing to build with you. They found the ingredients to cook you. They've studied you. They've called 60 people that they think know what's going on in your life and have done research and called them and tried to make it seem like it was casual, cool conversation. Hey, what you up to? How you been? Oh, just checking in on you. You heard about that stuff that happened with Kraig? What do you think about that? Oh, I just said that to get under his skin. Said Kraig Fac. Dichotomous thinkers. Then they start calling people, why would he do you like that? That's not right. So you call somebody and ask them, why would he do you like that? They only approach you with the ingredients to cook you. Stop thinking every handshake is a handshake. Some niggas is just trying to gauge your temperature. Hey, how you doing? 98.6. He's still alive. Damn. Kraig's seats smell like dirty Japanese sneeze. Now look at one of my seats. Look. Check this seat out. This is a Cooler Master haptic feedback chair. This chair is a speaker. It vibrates, and it basically assimilates to your environment. It don't smell like no Japanese. Why are your eyebrows too low? Fuck you, nigga. Yeah, you know it's fire. You got to remember something about dichotomous thinkers. They don't speak your language. If you speak English, they don't speak your language. If you speak Spanish, they don't speak your language. If you speak Chinese, they don't speak your language. If you speak Pig Latin, it's the gay, us the gay, you the gay. They don't speak your language. You know what language dichotomous thinkers speak, my friends? Man, Dozy doing his thing, man. Shout out to Dozy. Dichotomous thinkers, they speak judgment, man. Some niggas only speak judgment because if it's not the way that they think, they feel like they're being judged. If you try to help somebody who thinks like that and try to give them a different way, to them, it comes across as judgment. So what they try to do to everybody that they deal with is they try to beat you to judgment. And they use judging you in every scenario and situation as a way to try to control you. Don't ask me if me and Dewan still cool. Ask Dewan if me and Dewan still cool. I don't have no problem with nobody. Understand this, man. Some niggas only speak judgment. That's why niggas call each other bitches and say they busters. And they click up with other people who speak judgment. Judgment is fear. It's a fear of doing. Let me judge those who are doing because I'm too scared to do myself. So if I pull a motherfucker down with judgment to where I'm at, I don't have to feel so insecure because I'm judging you so you don't do better than me. I want you to do less than what I'm doing so I can feel like a bigger, stronger motherfucker. If I stole this jacket for Too Short, show me where I got it from. Send me the picture. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a constant state of immaturity. These niggas be speaking judgment, dog. Anytime somebody can't call you about what you doing to them or what they think you doing and they call everybody else, that's a person that speaks judgment. Anytime you tell somebody something constructively and they spin it to be a negative, that's a person who speaks judgment. You got to realize if you and somebody speaking the same language, man, you might be trying to speak logic to a motherfucker that only understands judgment. Stop it. Leave it where it is. Suckers interpret constructive criticism as judgment, but that's the language they speak. These are the type of dudes that grew up trying to turn their mom against every boyfriend she had. Them games worked with your mom, turning her against her boyfriends. Hey, Mom, you know Dan came in a little later last night. Hey, Mom, when Dan was giving me a ride to school, I noticed a woman's voice on the phone. Hey, Mom. Hey, Mom. Hey, Mom. Dichotomous thinkers. You better stop thinking. And when people come around, you always talking about we the same, we just alike. No, we not just alike. Nigga, you don't have an identity. Somebody that's always trying to tell you that they're the same as you is somebody that's studying you because they want to try to assume your identity. When somebody keeps telling you that we're the same, they're studying you to try to assume your identity. They're not the same as you. Ain't nobody the same. Stop thinking because of a one-man situation with somebody is a certain way, that your situation is a certain way. A nigga that's always talking about we're the same is a motherfucker that's trying to assume your identity. You better wake up and smell the roses, man. They just trying to get you to give them information on you. They trying to get you to give them information on you. Understand what that is. It's no way we're the same. It's no way we're the same. We're different people. We the same. You and I. We the same motherfucker. Nah, we ain't the same motherfucker. I don't get down like you get down, nigga. How we the same? And we not getting the same results in life. We the same because you want what I got. So just say that. I want what you got, and I'm trying to act like we got similarities so you can show me how to get what you got. How we the same, bro? I done had the same friends since the 5th, 6th grade. I'm talking about the same core friends. My bro D, Cedric, Andre, Tori, Larry Johnson. You know, the list goes on. My friends that I really fuck with, that ain't my family, but they family by default, I don't talk to them every day, but I've had the same core homies since I was 11, 12 years old. You get a motherfucker that come around you that ain't got nothing to offer, and they always want to try to assume like they your day one motherfucker, like they your homie. You not my homie. We really cool and we work together, but you are not my homie. I love 21 Media says, shut up, Kraig. You shut up, nigga. Understand that, man. Fucking with these dichotomous thinkers, man, you better realize what it is. You better realize what it is. Some of these motherfuckers is mentally retarded, but they look normal. Dichotomous. Hey, man, you know I'm talking real shit. You're going to see this on my special. I promise you that, man. You ain't the same as everybody, man. Stop letting the motherfucker tell you y'all the same. We ain't the same. We are not the same. Respect, man. All love, man. I appreciate that, man. Ask me whatever you want, man. See, look, when somebody is a dichotomous thinker, bro, at some point in your interaction, at some point in your friendship, they're going to demand you to be submissive to them. They're going to demand it. They're going to try to impress upon you that their way is the way. And if you don't do it their way, it just doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. You have to do it my way. I've already talked to everybody, and they agree with me that you're wrong. My way is the way. Look, they're talking to everybody that you do business with, that you know. I've already talked to everybody about this. They're all in agreement. That's that illogical shit. That's that appeal to authority. When somebody comes to you talking about, they're all in agreement. Everybody sees it my way. That's a fallacy. That's called an appeal to authority. That's when somebody tries to create an authority and use that authority to get you to agree with what they want you to do. That's illogical, nigga. They got to come to you when somebody is making a suggestion in your life. You know, faith without works is dead. People got to come to you with things that they've done that can give you a microscope into the way that they think. Not to say you can't get improvements from people, but some people aren't there to improve. They're there for the takeover. Somebody coming to you talking about, I've already talked to everybody. Everybody thinks this way. You're surrounded, nigga. That's not help. They're trying to surround you with flying monkeys, nigga. And to further, to try to intimidate you into submitting, they start to label you to other people. They label you publicly because they want, they're too much of a coward to do things themselves, so they want to get you jumped. It's that homie that always, I'll be right back. Let me get the homies. That's that nigga. I'll be right back. Let me get the homies. And they always trying to get people to jump on you. What it do, Ronan? Kraig talking like how Meek want to talk. Man, I'm just giving some encouragement for the day, man. I had this bullshit issue with YouTube, so I got to post the podcast a little bit later. But let me just talk directly to the people. All Kraig need is a beat from Ye, and he going to Mars. Yeah, man, maybe work with me, Ye. Dichotomous thinkers. When you're dealing with a dichotomous thinker, you got to understand what's next. Once they come to you and demand submission in a multiplicity of ways, once they've went to several people trying to turn the world against you, and the people who are being reached out to don't understand that they're only reaching out to you so you can agree with me and I want you to do what I do, and then we go do what we do. They'll make it seem like it's us. This is how we feel, but it's really how they feel. And they're looking for an end to turn you in a certain way. But once they've tried to get you to submit, once they've reached out to a bunch of different people, the next thing is the public performance. They have to demonstrate publicly to people why. Why I'm right and he's wrong. Now, the public part is the delusional part, because remember, the only thing that they have is a grandiose view of self. So next comes the public demonstration. This is all science, man. That's what y'all got to understand about me. I'm a historian and I love science. I'm preaching science right now. I'm just giving you actual scientific fact. You can take and plug and play what's going on into your life, into the scientific fact. Why? Because people have studied these fields. There's been studies and field cases and situations where very smart people have put together the chronology of people who think like that. And they can tell you from A to Z what's going to happen if you keep fucking with these types of folks. Bond with me, son. I know you think that I'm a hell of a nigga, but you can learn what I know. I'm just telling you the shit I've learned. I'm not capping, nigga. If you got a dichotomous thinker in your presence, this is what's going to happen in you. They're around you because they want you to submit to what they think. Even if the way you think is producing more fruits and more benefit, they feel like what's yours is theirs. So their whole motherfucking existence is a play on what you got. I can prove it. Gray HD said, one key evidence of this activity, honest people who aren't after anything do not need actively contact people trying to get their truth across. There we go. There we go. When someone is in your world and they're trying to assume your identity, they want the things that make you you. So the reason that they contact people who they feel is being valuable to you is because they're trying to basically replicate your footsteps. Somebody said, who you talking about? This is science, baby. I'm not talking about nobody in particular. Me being in the situation I'm in, being a comedian and being somewhat visible, this happens all the time. I'm just simply giving you the information to utilize in your situations in your life to understand the difference between someone who fucks with you and somebody that's trying to assume your identity. It's a big difference. That's not called networking. Networking does not include dichotomous thinking. That's not called networking. Somebody calling people around you and saying lies or saying things that would get them to view you in an ill way because you don't think the way that they think or you won't submit to what they want you to do. That's not called networking, bro. That's called trying to destroy someone's reputation. That's taking shots at somebody's livelihood. That's not networking, my nigga. You better, if you don't understand the difference, you will get got. See, somebody said they just wishing they were sitting in your position. Todd's dollars. I don't know, bro. I think it's deeper than that. I think it's deeper than that. No, he said Blaze and Show gonna pack you out. Okay, we'll see. Yeah, okay. Kraig, keep your nose up, bro. That's crazy. Covert, secrets, moving in secret. Bloodsuckers, there we go. Bloodsuckers. Well, that goes back to what I talked about earlier. What I talked about earlier. To feed me, starve you people. Let me have a piece of your sandwich. Let me have a piece of your hustle. Let me have a piece of your peace. I want your sanity. I want your girlfriend. I want your mother to like me like she likes you. Yeah, I want what you have. Parasites, bloodsuckers. It's a difference, man. You better not call that shit networking. When you network, that means you got something to offer that's bigger than yourself. Somebody said changing the narrative. Nah, Keyshawn, ain't nobody changing no fucking narrative, man. Well, in that situation, it can be perceived as changing the narrative. This is bigger than the narrative because somebody that's trying to assume your identity, they don't give a fuck about a narrative. They're just doing whatever it takes to become you. That's a difference. If the narrative changes, they change to the new narrative. So yeah, I get it, changing the narrative, yeah. Let's get the story to be a certain way to justify, but it's deeper than that though. Feed me to starve you is deeper than just changing the narrative. Trading places. Kraig knows is speaking for him. I wish I could talk with my nose. I just tried to do it. Never underestimate your mental abilities. God, 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 I'm with you. Somebody said, this ain't about my circle, man. Stop it with the bullshit, man. My circle is very small. Trust me. Now, stop bitching from Smitty. Okay, whatever, nigga. That's some Manchurian Candidate shit. Yeah, it's some Manchurian Candidate shit for sure. I agree 100%, man. Y'all don't realize it, man. Y'all will realize it one motherfucking day, dog. So what are these notes? Feed me, starve you. It starts with the breakdown. Feed me, starve you. Everything you're doing when they speak judgment, is wrong. You shouldn't be doing it that way. That's wrong. I would do it this way. You don't care about me. That's one. That's a big one. You don't care about me. All you care about is yourself. You don't care about me. If you cared, you would do more. You're always late. You're always disorganized. You always statements are the biggest sign that somebody's after what you got. You're always doing this. You're always doing that. Why do you always do this for other people, but you never do it for me? Why do you always... Man. Then they call people, why would anyone do that? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why would anyone do that? Would you do that? God. Took Kraig 6 weeks to blow his nose. It's comedy. That's a raccoon trap behind you. That's somebody trying to break you down, man. They're trying to break down your logic. Why would you? Right. That's just somebody trying to break down your logic. When somebody's trying to get you to question yourself and be indecisive, that's because they're trying to create space so they can creep in and become your logic. They want to think for you. They want you to abandon your first mind and come to them for whatever you need. They say Kraig sleepy on his left side. That's funny as a mug. Nigga, that's funny. They're trying to cloud your mind. Because then what happens, once they create that doubt, then they step away, they go to the flying monkey or the crowd that they've created, and now everybody's pointing at you. Look at this. How come it's not going this way? Because I'm not there. That's why. I should be. See, it's not working because I'm not there. You guys see this? Look, everybody, because I'm not. That's fucking crazy, man. If you following me, you realize how out of mind some people really are. It'll fucking scare you, man. It'll fucking scare you, man. You better watch those dichotomous thinkings. Those dichotomous thinkers. Kraig got 1 million followers on Grindr. Oh shit, let me get this back over here. When Kraig go on these rants, he gets fully erect. Hey, I gotta keep ranting, man. That makes the comedy better. We got you started on a journey of truth. Charles. Kraig got a dichotomous nose. You gotta be more specific. Charles, what you mean, bro? Shane Nosley. I keep a holy Bible. That's dope, man. Shout out to you. I appreciate you, Kraig. Put the heaviest shit on the top row. You trying to catch the OSHA violation. Nah, them is empty boxes, bro. If you don't get your occupational safety and health visual ass the fuck up out of here. What's up, bro? Kraig hairline came with that beanie. Nah, man, my hairline ain't come with this beanie. I take my shit off, dog. What's up now, man? I look like Muhammad Ali's father, Papa Ali. Hey, I'm Papa Ali. I got a son. He's a great fighter. Yeah, we down in Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, I drive taxi cabs. When I get off work, I take my son down on to the boxing gym. I'm Titus Ali, or Titus Clay. The eclipse is back. Yeah, I was at Starbucks and some dude making my coffee brought that up to me. Did you see the eclipse? He was gay as shit. Did you see the eclipse? I said, nah, just make my coffee, punk. I didn't see no eclipse. It sure was beautiful. Well, I don't give a... Okay, well, I didn't see no eclipse. Punk. You meant my hairline, man. Hey, man, he killing me. Whoever that is killing me in the comments today. That's that me complex. People going crazy over the eclipse. They are. Man, I be on this internet so much, I don't watch regular TV, so I got to get in the know about that type of shit. Kraig has a used hairline. Looking from the side, from the top. What's the deal, T Halo? Albino anteater. Kraig looked like Richard Pryor's stepson. Y'all, wow, I'm about to post this show in a few. Oh, man, Corey Holcomb's a legend, man, for sure. Always an honor to sit next to dude, man. Bedhead Kraig. Cleveland, stand up. But yeah, man, so that was just my little speech on dichotomous thinking, man. I thought it was an interesting topic. You know, that some people have a feed me, starve you mentality. You know, that's all I was talking about, man. So Williams elbow for nose. Do you think J. Cole is a sucker? Nah, I don't think J. Cole is a sucker, man. Look, man, competition is great, but it could also be toxic to be in competition with people all the time. Look, man, competition for survival at the lowest levels is great because it causes people to dig deep and figure out new ways to do things, because a lot of times we don't have the same starting point or access to the same resources, so we have to get crafty and we have to figure out ways to survive. But at J. Cole's level, Drake's level, Kendrick Lamar's level, the only competition should be, hey, this is how I do it. Let me see how it compares to what you do. But when you become a brand already, you already have a set of principles and a way to do things. So it doesn't really matter what somebody else has going on. You got your own program you got to run, make doper, and bigger. You don't have time to be trying to outdo somebody in their lane. Do you feel what I'm saying? So just because Kendrick puts out a battle in the game of chess, it's not always good to respond when your enemy or when your competitor wants you to respond. Sometimes you just got to let people do shit, and that is what it is. Do you feel what I'm saying? But you can't fight over a title that the enemy creates. If somebody says, I'm the best ever, and that's what you want, and they label themselves that, then you can have it. You're not going to be the best you can be trying to be what somebody else thinks is dope. You motherfuckers, or we in general, we like J. Cole because he's J. Cole. We don't like J. Cole because he's better than Kendrick, or we don't like Kendrick because he's better than J. Cole. We like them for being who they are. There's nothing to gain. Competition is to gain. If you're in a position where you're losing, that's not competition. You're being a sucker. If I'm 10 miles ahead of you and I got to jog 9 miles back to compete with you, I lost 9 miles. I gained nothing from it. When somebody's finished being on the bullshit, they still have to catch up. So why would I run back so they can catch me? Nigga, you're going to have to run faster to catch me. I'm not going to, you got to run faster. I don't have to run backwards. Competition is for suckers. Ain't nobody, I'm talking about art-wise. Ain't nobody doing no dope shit that's always in a competitive mind state. That's not dope. Now, you know what I'm saying? That's not dope. That shit is actually weak as fuck. But that's a psychology and a subconscious slave mentality that a lot of people have, and they don't get it. Once you start feeling like you're the right, be original. But that's a bully mentality where somebody feel like they could beat you up and take it from you. Bullies never tell the whole story. They only tell the part that makes them look like victims so they can bully you. They never tell the whole story. Kraig trying to get ahead of these Diddy allegations. Now, that's the thing about me, man. I'm an MC and I'm also a comedian. So in the world of comedy, comedians have tougher skin than rappers. Rappers take everything personal. If you do something as a public figure and a comedian talks about that thing you did, the comedian doesn't have anything personal against you. It's just something to crack jokes about. But rappers don't get that, you know what I'm saying? Like if a comedian was a snitch, comedians wouldn't give a fuck. You had to do what you had to do. But if a rapper was a snitch, you stopped buying his record. So it's weird how the two worlds differ that way. But that's because rap, the principles of rap, well, what is popular is bullshit. You know, the street culture is also ran by the prison culture. The prison culture is a homosexual culture. Period, point blank. Comedy is not a homosexual culture. Comedy is a culture based on truth, based on vulnerability. Hip hop is not based on truth and vulnerability. That's actually what's dope about J. Cole and Kendrick is their art is based in truth and vulnerability. It's more centered in a comedic framework than normal hip hop shit. That's what's so dope about them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Fire roaster, dope MC, that chill with us is 100. Thanks, man. Stand up is fire too. Kraig can't use regular straws. Even Buster Keaton was a comedian. That's what I am. I'm definitely a philosopher, man. 100%. Leave some air for me, us doing it. Hey, my nose so big, sometimes I self-suffocate because when I breathe in through my nose, it sucks the air out of my mouth. I got to block and breathe the air from here up so I don't suffocate myself. See, now I can breathe right. But if I do this, you feel I got to do that. I got to have a visor on my top lip so I don't suffocate myself when I breathe in through my nose. That's roasting, bro. Kraig got boogers Dewan size. Your nose so big you smell the rock what the rock is cooking. That's funny. Kraig nose claim head of my nose claims head of household is funny. Let's get to that $100 today. $200. Lip visors. Funny, right? I don't know. I got to figure it out. I'm going to call my booking agent and see what's up. More questions, man. I answered the Kendrick and J. Cole question. We're going to be in here for an hour. What's the next question? What is the next question? You got babies. No, I don't know. Word. We can hear you heavy breathing and shit. Yeah, man, I'm a heavy breather. My nose is stuffed. I got bad allergies. If you hear me breathing, it's because my nose is stuck. I got terrible allergies. I probably got to get some type of surgery or something. If, you know, what do they call that? Damn, what was that called? A polyps surgery? Would you party with Diddy? I wouldn't party with just me and Diddy. There's no reason for it to be just me and Diddy. I would do business with Diddy, though, but I wouldn't just party with me and Diddy. There would have to be hundreds of people there and a few of my security guards. But just partying with just me and Diddy? No Diddy. Pause. Wouldn't do it. What the hell am I just doing with me and Diddy? What Diddy want with me? Hip-hop is dead. I'm a hip-hop artist. What I do is grassroots underground shit for y'all. You know what I'm saying? They'd never play Chill with His Clutch to be on the radio. It's too fucking, it's too conscious. What the fuck am I doing with Diddy? It's like, come on, man. It's like seeing Frank Lucas with motherfucking Phil Jackson. Why are Frank Lucas and Phil Jackson hanging out? Frank Lucas don't know X's and O's. He knows dope dealing. What the fuck is he doing with Phil Jackson? Can he contribute to the triangle? No. Certain motherfuckers just don't go together. Frank Lucas and Phil Jackson, I'm trying to see logically why they would be in the same building at the same time. There's no reason for Frank Lucas and Phil Jackson unless they fucking with the same broad. I ain't got no issue with Diddy. We don't even know if all this shit is true, man. Diddy is a very successful dude. I don't know what's true and what's not true, but I know that Frank Lucas and Phil Jackson shouldn't be in the same building. And if you don't think I'm funny, get your ass the fuck up out of here. It's millions of people who think I'm great. What the fuck is you coming in here to tell me I ain't funny for? Show your face. You already picked a side. If you don't fuck with me, I respect it. But get the fuck on out of here, man. I don't know why Drake is beefing with Travis Scott, man. You tell me. Kraig look like Cisco. If you're talking about thong to thong, 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 Cisco, I want to laugh, but the shit ain't true. Frank Lucas and Frank Drummond is funny. Frank Lucas and Frank Drummond is funny. For sure. How many Diddy parties have you been to? I'm going to be honest, I've never been to a Diddy party. I've never been to a Diddy party. Y'all, you know the funny thing about Frank Lucas and David Lucas is they're related. So y'all didn't know that about David Lucas. Frank Lucas is actually related to David Lucas, the comedian, my guy. That's like his great uncle or some shit like that. I think it's his grandmother's brother or something like that, but they're related. Nigga, my mom ain't white. Both my parents look just like me, man. My parents look like Ice-T and Beyonce was together. I don't know who told you that one of my parents was white, but that ain't true, motherfucker. That's not true, not even a little bit. I really tried to get at Beyonce. I really tried to. 2001. Kraig got a face for sneezing. Bright lights. I'm not covering up my hair. David Lucas related to cholesterol. Funny. More questions. What's up, man? We doing a Q&A, man. I thought y'all wanted to talk, nigga. What's up with the questions, man? Best soul food in LA. Great question. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. You can go a bunch of different ways, right? But I'm going to say Harold and Bell's Mimi just took me to a spot last week. I can't remember the name of the spot. It's a Jamaican spot off of, is it Western? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. It's so far, but I'm gonna go with Harold and Bells right now. How long I known Corey Holcomb? About 7, 8 years, almost a decade. Y'all gotta remember something, man. Corey looked like he my age, but the nigga old enough to be one of my uncles, one of my dad's little brothers. So Corey and I are not in the same generation. Corey like 14, 15 years older than me. So the nigga look young, but that's really like an uncle to me and shit. You know what I mean? So we're not really on the same level as far as like certain things. I'll just put it that way. So that's Unc to me. Big bro, Unc, whatever you want to call it. But that's what Corey is. Here's a question. Do you believe the Biltmore is haunted? I've stayed at the Biltmore several times in the last year. I've probably stayed at the Biltmore 5 times in the last 6 months, right? It's a very old hotel. Now, the Biltmore has a stairway, a spiral stairway that goes from the bottom floor all the way to the top. So when you're at the top, you can look down and you can see the floor. So just imagine some of the movies we grew up watching where you would see somebody falling all the way to the bottom. So I think that a few people have probably either jumped off that or passed because it's over 100 years old. So I think it's possible that it could be haunted because it's a very eerie old hotel. So I would say it's a possibility. Gaston died there. Okay. What happened to old dude on 5150? He's still around, man. You smashed Tiffany from Zoe's show? Why would you ask me that? Who told you that? Doolins is fired too. Doolins is fired soul food. When did you stop lying to women? Man, let me tell you something. I would probably say 10 years ago. But the thing about it, no matter how honest you are with a woman, she's always going to find a reason to call you a liar. If you tell her 3 o'clock and it's 3:05, technically you're lying. So being honest with a woman 100% of the time is a muscle that you got to build up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you only know what you know. So if you know something that she doesn't know and you don't coach her up to know it, and then you say something that's outside of her know, you're a liar. So when you're with a woman, you're a coach, you're a motivator, you're a teacher, and she teaches you as well. And so in doing all those things, sometimes what you know, she doesn't know. So if you do something that she doesn't know, are you lying or is the understanding not there? So I think it's more about gaining an understanding of who you are to know if I'm going to be 5 minutes late, it's not because I lied to you about what time I was going to be there. A bunch of shit could have happened. Could have been more traffic. Could have been just anything could have happened. So what she may view as lying may actually be me not being a good planner. I need to be a better planner. So is there's too many moving pieces when you talk about lying to women, because if you talk about being an outright liar, no real man is trying to be no outright liar to a woman, but sometimes things don't go according to plan. And that's the gray area I think that a lot of people don't know clearly how to deal with, and that's what communication helps. You feel what I'm saying? But it's a tough thing because your woman understanding your intent is more important than her thinking you're a liar, or is more important than her view of you lying or telling the truth. Because if she understands your intent, she would know, okay, he wouldn't lie about this. Something must have happened. So you got to build that benefit of the doubt shit where she'll give you the benefit of the doubt and not assume you're lying. I was watching an episode of The Cosby Show the other day, and the dude that was in the Navy that was married to Vanessa, I think, was at some type of coffee house. He was at a coffee house, and he was waiting on Bill, his father-in-law, to come. So he was sitting at a table. When he was at that table, the waiter of the coffee house sat two very beautiful women at the table with him. So now he's sitting at this coffee house table with these two women who are actually badder than Vanessa, right? And they sat down, so he's sitting there confidently because he knows, my woman knows my intentions. I ain't did shit wrong. So he's sitting there waiting on Bill, his father-in-law, to show up. And then Bill walks in, but when Bill walks into the scene, he's behind his son-in-law. So Bill sees his son-in-law with his back to him and two women. Now, if Bill didn't understand the type of man his son-in-law was, he would assume that his son-in-law was an idiot trying to mac to some broads, knowing that he was on his way to meet him there. But Bill, being a man and having understanding, knew, oh, this is a crowded coffee house. Do you understand what I'm saying? So he sat down next to his son-in-law. When he sat down, his son-in-law immediately introduced Pops to the two chicks. Hey, this is my father-in-law. This is my wife's father. Hey, Pop, these are these two women that they sat down next to me because it's crowded. Bam. When Bill sat down, the two women said, oh, why are you acting like you, something along the lines of, why are you acting like you wasn't flirting with us before he got here? They all laughed because Bill and Pops, son-in-law and Bill knew as men that, hey, shit ain't always what it seems like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Now, as they're talking to these two women, Theo walks in from the same way that Bill walks in. Now, this is where writing in entertainment is crazy. They layered that on purpose because Theo, being the more immature party of the two men, represented a different duality. He represented a part of understanding that wasn't seasoned. So when he walked in, his response was a little bit more immature. And then the two older gentlemen immediately swayed the attention to Theo. Hey, we're not single, but my son is single. He'd like to go out with you guys. And bam, that was the scene. So that was a really deep scene because that goes into, that dichotomy was crazy. It shows the different layers of thinking. The different layers of thinking. And that is life. If Bill wasn't on his son-in-law's side, that view of his son-in-law would have been enough for him to try to go against the relationship that he had with his daughter. That's life. Somebody who's against you, that's a dichotomous thinker, they're always trying to catch you in something because they're more interested in you thinking like them and submitting and falling in line what they want to do. They're more interested in that than you being who you are and accepting you for being you as good enough. They need you to be under them and subjugated to them for them to be comfortable. It's more about them being comfortable than it is about being fair. Think it's true that they stole Michael and Prince's royalties? Man, let me tell you something. Let's compare Michael and Prince to Cuba. Fidel Castro. Because Fidel Castro was Michael and Prince before Michael and Prince were Michael and Prince. Fidel Castro led a revolution. The main reason he led a revolution in Cuba, you want to know why? Is because American private investors wanted to control the sugar and tobacco trade from Cuba. Now, after Fidel Castro led his revolt internally in Cuba, he did something that was very important that made him an enemy to the status quo or to the elite. He nationalized the sugar and tobacco trade and made it to where Cuba benefited from their natural resource and not American investors. So you could take that story and you could apply it to Prince and you could apply it to Michael. These dudes' catalogs are worth billions of dollars. Why would they want that to remain in their hands? You don't think they would kill Prince and kill Mike for billions of dollars? You're crazy. Now, do I know if that's what happened for sure? I don't know. I'm not going to speak on that. But when it comes to money and the elite, they will murder for money. And Prince and Michael are easy targets. Now, that's just theory. I don't have any facts to connect any of those things happening with Mike and Prince. I do have facts for the Fidel Castro situation. But if we take a microcosm and we apply the principles, it's a lot of stuff is very similar as far as it just being, a bully move. Look, same thing going on with Diddy, same thing going on with R. Kelly, same thing going on with Bill Cosby, period. They don't come after broke motherfuckers like that, man. What do I think about Meek Mills? Here's the thing, man. Just because you gay and I come hang with you don't mean I'm gay. So you got to give Meek Mill the benefit of the doubt. Even though he's still going to get these jokes, you still got to give him the benefit of the doubt. That's all I'll say. Stand-up special at the end of the year is going to be called Get It From God. If I owe you something, get it from God. The special is going to highlight every point in my life and yours when somebody expects too much from you and you need to tell them to get it from God. God, God, God. Right, that's like saying if you got gay family. And look, anybody that's ever hustled in the streets, what we know about gay motherfuckers. Gay dudes know how to hustle. If you was doing that paper game, running them checks, doing any type of scamming, the plug a lot of times would be a gay dude. Gay dudes know how to hustle. So, if you get into some money, you're going to come across somebody that's gay. That don't make them a bad motherfucker, man. But you can't put yourself in certain positions as a man and then want everybody to come to your aid. Do you understand what I'm saying? If Diddy was telling people in order to have a record deal, you got to fuck me, and they kept going to him to get record deals, that's not a good thing on Diddy's part, but they're just as guilty as he is. Go somewhere else where you ain't got to be gay to get a record deal. Go somewhere different. Men, we know you ain't got no excuse as a man. You can't come to me or no other man and say he made me fuck him for a deal. Well, why didn't you fight the nigga off and kill him? Why didn't you protect yourself? Why did you go where you knew you had to be that way to get those results? You can't keep putting yourself in danger and in jeopardy, and then when stuff don't go the way you wanted to go, now you want to come to the people to help you? Fuck you, nigga. Fall in line. Y'all know that, man. But see, they can go to the women with these complaints. It's not fair. It's not right. They go to women with them complaints. You can't come to no man talking about it ain't fair. That's a man, you a man. What did you do to get him up off of you? Okay, then he got you. Did you come back? Did you come back and lay down a demonstration? So you telling me the diddler diddied you? And you didn't come back for your motherfucking revenge? And you want me to stand up for you? Man, get your whole ass up out of here, man. The fuck up out of here, man. Your mama, you can tell that sob story to your mama and your sister, but you can't tell it to your daddy if you're a real man. Yeah, you got demoed on. You didn't lay down no demo. Period. We can't, unfortunately, you can't have them type of excuses as a man. You just can't, we can't do it. It's not allowed in our community. Okay, I get it. Maybe you went somewhere, let's say you go to jail and you get raped. Two niggas hold you down, they rape you. Okay, I get it. I said you could still be a man after that. What do you do after that, though? What happens after? It's all about your response. You think Drake gonna respond? Man, Drake is a monster. He don't need to respond. Drake is the most successful hip-hop artist damn near ever, man. So Why would he have to respond? You don't have to respond. Drake, keep doing what you do, man. All three of them dudes, I love what they do. So they should get together and do an album together. That's what they should do. They could be the new Rat Pack with me as the comedian. That's what they should do. But as far as beefing, man, fuck them. Black people, we beef too much, man. That shit is weak. Name me some Arabic artists that's openly beefing. You know what I'm saying? I know they do it in Spanish music. You know, the Mexican culture, them motherfuckers gangster than a motherfucker. But what the fuck is public beefing gonna do for anybody? That's a beef y'all got between each other. You just causing people to divide for what? You're not important enough as an artist to make millions of people divide. Why are you trying to divide people? Just do music. Division is a political cancer. Music is supposed to bring people together. MC Abraham. I just gave my thoughts on Meek Mills, man. I'm not gonna put him in the boat with all the other silly shit. I gotta hear more, but Meek is a real dude, a real street dude. If he did that, he knows what that means. If Meek gave up his booty to make it, he knows what that means. It ain't nothing to talk about after that. Which is why I can't believe it yet. I mean, I really don't care because I don't know Meek personally. If he is that way, that's on him. But I can't be all in on no rumor, man. People will make shit up if they think they can benefit from you. Understand this. It's happened to me. People will lie and make things up if they think they can benefit from you. And what they do with the lie is they'll ground it in something that's real or truthful and then expound into a lie and tell a grandiose, crazy story for attention. So I don't know if this is true. I don't know when Roast Me is coming back, man. Who knows? Right. Pushing equality is hype. Jokes are jokes. Meek gonna get these jokes. Humiliation ritual. See, that's where comedy is different. It's like, oh, okay. When my comedic side, you try to humiliate me, I can always turn it to my benefit. As a rapper, you have a perimeter of cool that you have to stay within with all these weird ass rules about what you can and can't do. I don't have to do that on my comic side. I can always flip things to work for my greater good, especially if it's a lie. Okay, what is the difference between a comedian and an entertainer? I'll give you an example. Sammy Davis Jr. is an entertainer. Go watch old Sammy Davis Jr. clips. Sammy Davis could play the drums, sing, play the piano. He played multiple instruments, right? So what we see Anderson .Paak doing today, Sammy Davis was doing that shit 50 years ago, but more. Sammy Davis is an entertainer. But he was also in the Rat Pack, and he also said very funny things. He was humorous. But he was humorous in his entertainment. Now let's talk about a comedian. George Carlin and Richard Pryor are comedians. Comedians are men who could take their life's pain and turn it into humor. That's a comic. An entertainer doesn't necessarily care about taking pain and turning it into comedy because they don't have to be that introspective and personal. But a comic has to be personal. Your voice is your life. A comedian has to take personal things and make them funny. That's a comedian. Now, a comic just talks about, you can tell one-liners, just say jokes that have nothing to do with him, his individuality. He can just tell jokes, and that's a comic. But a comedian is a much more personal job description. Straight out. More questions. Rodney Dangerfield is a comedian and an entertainer. No, Rodney Dangerfield is a comedian. He's a comedian. Now, I understand what you mean when you say entertainer, because entertainment is the class, and then the subclass would be comedian, rapper, dancer. I get that. But everything Rodney Dangerfield does is centered around himself, his life experiences, and then he turned those things into jokes. Favorite comedian today, living. We got Bill Burr. We got Dave Chappelle. We got Corey Holcomb. We got D. Ray Davis. We got, rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal. We got Ron White. We got, shit, there's a lot of dope-ass comedians, man, I'm telling you. D.L. Hughley. We got Cat Williams. We got there's some monsters out there, man. So Andrew Schultz is dope too, yeah, for sure. Eddie Griffin, Tommy Davis, Boo is funny. JB Smoove, Kevin Hart. I mean, the list goes on, man. It's a lot of them. Smash that like button too. Let's get to 1,000 likes, man. Mike Epps, Tony Roberts. I mean, come on. FB, who are the worst comedians? Somebody said DJ Show. Hell no. The worst, I don't even focus on that. Somebody said Precise. Y'all crazy. I don't know who the worst are. I don't think like that. Louis C.K. been kind of dormant for a while. I wonder what's going on with him. Of course he's a monster. We all know that. Chris Rock. Come on, man. Chris Rock so far, it's, you know. Quinn Daly. George Carlin. Cedric the Entertainer. Hell yeah, I like said, man. Somebody said Hamburger. Brendan Schwab. Chris Rock. Deion Cole. I forgot to say Deion's a fucking a damn monster, man. Boy, this bro says Shucky Ducky. Lavelle Crawford, I forgot to say. Charles Barkley is funny, but he ain't no comedian. Hell no. Carlos Mencia, David Tell. Man, what's up, man? A few more questions before I leave, man. I got to get this other show. Scruncho. Hell yeah, Scruncho. Craig Smith. I appreciate it. Rest in peace, David Arnold. Hell yeah, David Arnold was funny. Okay. Can I dare you? Yeah, I said Corey Holcomb earlier. Fatty Arbuckle. Teddy Ray, my guy. Rest in peace. Love you, boy. Miss you. Enter the Dragon is my favorite Bruce Lee movie. Movies or TV shows. Yeah, Enter the Dragon. Boardwalk Empire, Game of Thrones. The last 10 years are the best shows. Boardwalk Empire got kind of gay at some point, but it still was good. But them is my favorite shows. CP funny than a motherfucker. Thank you, man. Bernie Mac, of course. One time I went behind Cheryl Miller. I said Cheryl Miller. Cheryl Underwood. Cheryl Underwood funny. I did well. I only did 10 minutes. They booked me for a show. This is about 8 years ago. And she came in and I was supposed to open for her at the J spot, but she said she wanted to go early. She didn't want nobody opening for her. So she just went up and did an hour and a half, and then I went up after, and I did okay. That was early in the game. Boardwalk Empire was that work. We know it was that work. Come on, man. Breaking Bad is good. I dare you to sing, man. Drop a 20, I sing. Drop a dub, I sing. Yeah, Cheryl Miller's. Joe Rogan. I love Joe Rogan. I love what he represents, actually. Shogun is a beast. Hey, Cheryl Underwood got booty. I might have to do that. C. Miller versus Caitlin Clark. Ooh, well, C. Miller had 100 and a half. She had 100 and a was it a half or 3/4? I got to go with Cheryl Miller. Joey Diaz is funny. All right, we're going to wrap this up, man. That's been Live with Kraig. I appreciate y'all every Monday. Also, I'm going to post this podcast. If I owe y'all something, get it from God. God. Love y'all. And I got some dope shit on the way, man, so be on the lookout, man.